Hello and welcome to the English and Modern Foreign Languages Virtual Open event for Lewes campus. We offer 5 subjects at A-Level, A-Level French, A-Level Spanish and 3 English specifications, English Language and Literature, the joint course, and English Literature. We're going to start with French, then go on to Spanish before joining the English team, and I'll now pass you over to my colleagues in the Modern Foreign Language Department to start.
Bonjour tout le monde. My name is Liz Long and I'm going to be talking you through the virtual open event on the Lewes campus for A-Level French and A-Level Spanish. I teach Year 1 and Year 2 French.
Hola a todos. My name is Monse Gomez and I teach Year 1 and Year 2 Spanish. French and Spanish A-Level courses are taught over 2 years and the aim is for you to leave the college with a high grade and also the ability to communicate fluently and spontaneously in the language. One of our key aims is to make you fall in love with learning languages and have a lot of fun along the way. One of the best parts of the course is a visit to the country, and we hope to run a study trip to Nîmes in the south of France and to Sevilla in the south of Spain. Here are some highlights of those visits. Students get to immerse themselves totally in the language and try out the language they have been practicing in the classroom, and taste all the excellent food of France and Spain.
So, what will you study? In Year 1, we will look at changes in French and Spanish society, which include changes in family structures, education, the world of work, the impact of tourism in Spain. We also study music, media, festivals and traditions in French and Spanish-speaking countries. During the first year, we carry out an in-depth study of the French film La Haine and the Spanish-Mexican film El laberinto del fauno, and in the second year we will read in French a fabulous contemporary novel by Delphine de Vigan, and in Spanish you will get the opportunity to study the famous play La Casa de Bernarda Alba, written by the wonderful poet and playwright Federico García Lorca, sadly murdered during the Spanish Civil War in the 30s. In Year 2, we will study the positive impacts and indeed the challenges of immigration and multicultural society in France and in Spain. Because an A-level language is so varied, you have the opportunity in your second year to learn about an important aspect of French and Spanish history. The occupation of France by the Nazis during the Second World War and the Spanish Civil War and Franco's subsequent long and hard dictatorship in Spain. And now it's time to listen to our amazing students. Listen to Gabby and Ileana talking about their French A-Level and the exchange visit to France.
Hi, my name is Gabby. I'm doing an acting foundation course at a drama school. At college, French was my favourite subject because it was so gratifying and enriching. I could broaden my horizons with such great opportunities, really well organised by Liz, such as the Nîmes exchange, to which I went twice. I feel like I've learned a lot, and with such great opportunities, perspectives, you can do anything. And I can truly say that time at college was my favourite by far, for now.
Currently, I'm studying Public Relations and Communications at Solent University. As it is a communications degree, having studied French beforehand, it really opened so many doors for me and really made me stand out of the crowd, as cringy as that sounds. One thing I loved about studying French at A-Level were how small the classes were. It made the lessons super interactive, and whenever you needed one-to-one help, you would get it from the amazing Liz, who is our French teacher. She's really enthusiastic and cares about the well-being of her students. One highlight I would say of French A-Level is definitely the Nîmes exchange trip. I stayed with a lovely family in France, and I'm still in contact with my exchange student Celia till this day. Overall, if you're just looking for a supportive and welcoming course and just want to improve this beautiful language, I'd really recommend French A-Level. Thanks.
And now over to Charlotte, a second-year student who's just finished 4 A-levels. She's intending to study law at university in London.
Hiya, I'm Charlotte. I just recently finished my studies at Lewes campus. Why I recommend Spanish A-level to all of you is because it goes far beyond learning the language and the grammar. As a native Spanish speaker, I have learned so much about culture, history, and the evolving social situation, not only in Spain, but in other Spanish-speaking countries as well. Spanish, as well as any other language A-level, complements your other subjects so nicely and will make you stand out when applying to university and jobs in the future. Being a language student allows you to be part of smaller classes where you will regularly engage in debates and discussions about current global affairs. Also, the Spanish course involves so much personal research, which will help you so much when going into university.
And finally, in spite of COVID and lockdown, we've continued online lessons and the students seem to be enjoying them. Listen to Eleanor and to Christian, who graduated in philosophy and French last summer and is now working for the college.
Hello everybody, my name's Eleanor and I'm a first year student going into my second year doing French. Taking French has been such a journey for me. I feel like so many of my skills have been worked on. Not only actual language skills within French, but also, multitasking, listening skills, problem solving, in addition to just building my communication skills in general. Lockdown did seem quite intimidating at first, but honestly, Liz has been really hands-on and there's been no shortage of work. We have calls multiple times a week and there's been no confusion there. So yeah, recommend taking French, guys.
Hi everyone, my name is Christian and I was a French A-level student at Lewes back in 2014. I'm now currently working as a learning support assistant at college and I'm also an assistant for the French All Sessions. Choosing to study French A-level at Lewes was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Building a direct and personal relationship with the French language and French culture was, and is, an extremely rewarding process, and developing my communication skills continues to benefit me to this day. One of my personal highlights of studying French at Lewes was going on the French exchange to Nîmes in both my first and second year. Not only did my French improve enormously during both trips, but I also developed a lot as an individual. Staying with a family I'd never met before and getting to know them, their way of life and their culture was an enriching experience. One I believe everyone should in their lifetime experience at least once. To be able to speak another European language, such as French, is not only a highly useful practical tool in today's world, it is also a skill which makes you a more open and well-educated individual, one who becomes part of a much larger international community. If you have the opportunity to study French at Lewes, all I'll say is, vas-y.
All lessons are conducted in French or Spanish and include a variety of activities: speaking, listening, reading and writing, vocabulary and pronunciation practice, learning and revising grammar, plenty of translation exercises. The aim is to make you as fluent as possible. So to do A-level French or Spanish, what do you need? Well, you need a grade 6 at GCSE and 5 other GCSEs, grades 4 and above, including Maths and English. So what can you do after the course? Well, most of our students go to university and continue to study the language or choose a different language or combine language with history, philosophy, politics and a science. The possibilities are endless. Some students take a gap year and travel, but you'll get plenty of advice and guidance at the college whilst you're here to help you choose the right pathway for you. So thank you for listening and adios for now. See you in the Q&A.
So now we're going to explore the range of choice we offer in English A-level. Studying English at A-level will open up new levels of knowledge and skill for you. We emphasise creativity and critical thinking, whichever branch of English you choose. English is an exciting subject in itself, but also a great basis for other study at university. Employers also love to see an English A-level as it guarantees a good level of the communication skills that are vital in a modern workplace. We offer 3 specifications for English. There are specialist courses in English language and English literature, and you can choose to study both of those together as 2 of your A-level choices. In addition, there's the joint course, which takes both approaches and blends them. Assessment for all English A-level courses is 80% on the final exams, approximately 5 hours of exams altogether, and 20% coursework. Now to meet the team. My name is Susanna Evans. I'm a college manager and I mainly teach the joint course English Language and Literature. My colleagues who will be introducing their own subjects are Paul Davis, who's our English Language Specialist, and Rupert Short, our English Literature Expert.
My name's Dr. Paul Davis. I've taught at the college for over 15 years and I'm the English Language Specialist here. I've also taught English at Sussex and Brighton University and have taught on the other English courses. My PhD explored how we can explore visual storytelling using linguistic ideas.
As you can see, we've all been at the college for quite a while and we're all knowledgeable, experienced and passionate about all aspects of English.
For English language, the course entry criteria is a grade 6 in English language GCSE. But if you have a very good grade in literature GCSE, talk to us about this. For English language A-level, in the first year, we describe English language from top to bottom, bottom to top. So we look at texts in their context, and it can be about anything. So we look at foundations of English, core ideas about what makes a text, and use a detailed core vocabulary of grammatical terms to describe English accurately and usefully. We'll explore spoken aspects of language as well as digital and written uses of language. And in the first year, we explore how children acquire language, looking at stages they go through, theories about how they learn, and so on. At the end of year 1, then you'll be able to tackle paper 1 of the exam. If year 1 is foundational, then year 2 is about applying all those foundations. You do some original writing, writing professionally as a storyteller, a journalist, or a speechwriter, for example. You do a language investigation, so you act as a linguist, exploring some variety of English, internet English, video English, podcast English, English that children use, English that people use from all over the world. Anything you like. And then we look at how language changes over time and how language varies across the world. We look at dialects, we look at language history, and in the exam, you'll write about the issues that are raised, people's attitudes to language variation and change. But also in the exam, you do some journalistic writing there too, writing in response to essay texts, article texts about the nature of language. So at the end of year 2, you're ready to do paper 2 as well. Students find English language very interesting, much beyond GCSE. You're really a linguist here. There's a bit of unlearning to do. People enjoy pragmatics, politeness theory, and exploring how we make implications or use sarcasm. People find that really knowing how to describe English and use it in great detail means they become better writers because they have a vocabulary to talk to an editor about that language. And people quite like what we start with, the IPA, the phonetic alphabet. I know that students who've gone on to study languages across the world have found it really useful to have a set of symbols that will capture the exact pronunciation that we use when we speak in English.
English Language and Literature is a very broad course where we look at a real variety of types of text. These are chosen for being modern and accessible. We study fiction and non-fiction, speech and writing, drama, plays and poetry. We use a range of analysis methods from language and from literature. I think it's the best of both worlds. In addition, the subject offers you the chance to work on your own creative writing. One of the exams contains original narrative writing, adapting a storyline which is given to you, and the coursework involves a free choice of non-fiction original writing, such as autobiography, travel writing, or journalism. Here are some positive comments from current students.
Hi, my name's Lauren.
And I'm Beth, and we are currently in Year 12 studying English A-level Language and Literature combined course.
When we were around like the same time as you last year, we were struggling choosing between English literature and English language, and that was until we found combined English.
Yeah, one of the main reasons we chose to do this course is because there's coursework in it, which is quite rare with A-levels nowadays. And the set texts were better than the other English A-level, which was English literature. So yeah, one of the texts we do is The Great Gatsby. So that's good. Yeah, so they were just better than the others, in my opinion.
Yeah, me too. English literature and language is definitely an A-level you should consider studying, but for one of the reasons is because Susanna teaches it to you.
Yeah, she is the best. She's always there to help you whenever you need it, so she's really good. English is definitely one of my favourite lessons, because you have loads of group discussion and you get to work together on your tables and stuff like that, which I don't have with any of my A-levels, so it's nice.
Yeah, if you have any questions you'd like to ask students such as us about any questions about the course, really, we'll be on the virtual event on Tuesday the 30th.
Yeah, we hope this helped, guys, and hopefully we'll see you at Lewes later this year.
Bye!
Bye!
In English literature, we studied poetry and drama before 1900 for the exam, which in Term 1 includes the great Victorian poet Christina Rossetti and the Norwegian playwright Henrik Ibsen's A Doll's House. In Term 2, we study Shakespeare's Measure for Measure, and for coursework, the 20th century poet T.S. Eliot. For this coursework task, you can choose to write your own poetry in T.S. Eliot's style, or analyse one of his poems. Year 2 is centred around the Gothic genre. You'll become an expert in Gothic texts, and for coursework, we read the modern play Jerusalem, which you compare with a modern novel. Literature classes are very much centred around discussion and analysis of texts. We explore the context in which texts are written, historical or social, and examine the way critics interpret those texts as well. There's lots of reading and writing about the text, so if you're a keen reader, this course will really suit you. Here are some comments from students about studying English literature. Over the years, we've taken students on lots of trips to see films and plays. Last year, we went to Sussex University Summer School, and we also have visited Strawberry Hill House over the last 10 years, which is the home of the very first ever Gothic novel.
The thing to remember with studying English A-level is that you'll need to be prepared to study independently, to read a lot outside the class and to produce your own writing on a regular basis. All English subjects thrive on discussion and sharing ideas, so we hope you'll be really up for some interaction in the classroom.
So what can you do after your course in English? Well, English graduates do all sorts of jobs, and English A-level will help you with the skills that will be useful in anything that you use communication in. This, of course, includes journalism, linguistics research, travelling the world, teaching English, both to English speakers and to speakers of English as a second language. Lang Lit students have gone on to careers in marketing, in teaching, and any role where communication is a top priority. Lit students often are creatives. They produce film, media, publishing, and becoming a writer themselves, of course. So this gets you thinking about the language that you use and the language that you read, and any job that communicates those things will be useful for English students. Past students have done exactly this. Lois became a journalist. She went to Bournemouth and started writing in a local newspaper there, and then for other interest websites and blogs, and is now writing for national magazines, including some work for The Independent recently, as well as the range of magazines you see on screen. Polly Davis went on to study linguistics, and so she became a researcher. She studied phonology, language change, including evolutionary linguistics, so looking at where language came from in the very first instance. She looked at critical discourse analysis, which is analysing the language of news and politics and thinking about how change is enforced and enacted through language. And she also travelled the world with her English studies, going on a trip to the Ghana campus with her department to listen to and work with speakers of other languages as well as English.
This slide shows a couple of students that we're particularly proud of. This is Mia, who, like other students, has found English studies at A-level to be a really useful basis when she's gone on to study sociology and criminology at the University of Southampton. And the photo shows our student Sonia, who has gone on to do a degree in English literature at the University of Exeter and is expecting to be awarded a first this summer. The main cost of studying English at A-level is, of course, buying books. So for English language, there's a textbook which costs approximately £25. For the other subjects, you need to budget for about £40 in all over the 2 years for buying the set texts. In addition, though, we really want to take you on trips and visits, especially if there's something on at the theatre which is appropriate for the course. So you will need to please save up some money for those as well, approximately £25 per year.
We hope you can see how each of the English A-levels has its own unique qualities and distinctive areas of study. Here is a summary of what each course offers. We hope you have found this helpful and look forward to hearing your questions and meeting you in September. Do sign up on our Google Classroom for whichever English A-level you would like to enrol on, and where you will find some activities which will help you prepare for your A-level studies.